coming to you live from the moon. We've had to switch the TV camera now. We showed you first a view of Earth as we've been watching it for the past 16 hours. Now we're switching so that we can show you the moon that we've been flying over at 60 miles altitude for the last 16 hours. Bill Anders, Jim Lovell, and myself have spent the day before Christmas up here doing experiments, taking pictures, and firing our spacecraft engines to maneuver around. What we'll do now is follow the trail that we've been following all day and take you on through to a lunar sunset. The moon is a different thing to each one of us. I think that each one carries his own impressions of what he's seen today. I know my own impression is that it's a vast, lonely, forbidding type existence or expanse of nothing. It looks rather like clouds and clouds of pumice stone. And it certainly would not appear to be a very inviting place to live or work.
We have FM downlink.
Jim, what have you thought most about?
She's changing the lens.
My thoughts were very similar. The vast loneliness up here on the moon is awe-inspiring, and it makes you realize just what you have back there on Earth. The Earth from here is a grand oasis in the big vastness of space.
Network flight. Be sure they keep passing the signal even though there's no modulation on it.
I think the thing that impressed me the most was the lunar sunrise and sunset.
So what you have right now is a test pattern. So we have to keep a sync in the machine to keep it from freewheeling out there.
And the long shadows really bring out the relief that is here and hard to see in this very bright surface that we're going over right now. You describe it, that's not color, Bill. Describe some of the physical features of what you're showing.
Capcom flight, tell them, ask them if they have, they think they're transmitting a picture that we don't have any modulation down here.
But no modulation.
Coming on to
appears the camera might not be on.
A small Mare region covered with
flight, you copy
a
that?
dark level material.
That they've got modulation, but they sync, but they don't have any signal. I mean, they've got the FM downlink, but they don't have any modulation on that. Tell them that we're not getting any modulation down here, but we are getting a downlink.
These mountains are the Pyrenees.
Follow 8, we are not receiving modulation on the signal. We do have sync.
Are you reading us, Apollo Houston?
Follow 8, we're reading you loud and clear, but no picture. We have no modulation.
Roger, we understand. Take a look now. How about now, Apollo?
Loud and clear. Good picture.
What you're seeing as we cross by sea are the craters Castor and Gilbert. And what we've noticed especially that you cannot see from the Earth are these small, bright impact craters that dominate the lunar surface. The horizon here is very, very stark. The sky is pitch black and the Earth, or the moon rather, excuse me, is quite light. And the contrast between the sky and the moon is a vivid dark line. Coming into view of the camera now are some interesting old double ring craters. Some interesting features that are quite common in the Mare region and have been filled by some material, same consistency of the Mare and same color. Here are 3 or 4 of these interesting features. Further on the horizon you see the mountains coming up now are numerous craters, whose central peaks you can see in many of the larger ones. Actually, I think the best way to describe this area is a vastness of black and white. Absolutely no color. The sky up here is also a rather forbidding, promoting expanse of blackness with no stars visible when we're flying over the moon in daylight. By the numerous craters that this planet has been bombarded through the eons with numerous small asteroids and meteoroids pockmarking the surface every square inch. And one of the amazing features of the surface is the roundness of most of the craters. Most of them have a round.
What they're telling me down here is that this is the same as this morning, where it'll get better as we get down to where the light level is less. We think they've got the max filters on it now. That's what all we can do.
And eventually they get eroded down by the constant bombardment of small meteorites. How's the picture now?
No bit rate or however, whatever's non-interference basis.
Maybe we can wait.
Are you reading it?
Loud and clear, and the picture looks real fine.
System look good, Mike?
I do.
Thank you. Can you see the two large craters just to the right of our track, Houston?
Affirmative.
Very bright features you see are the new impact craters, and the longer a crater has been on the surface of the moon, the more mottled and subdued it becomes. Some of the
Wait, we've apparently lost your voice. The picture is still good.
Roger.
We're back now.
Houston, we're passing over an area that's just to the east of Spice C now, and checking our charts. Spice C is coming up in a few minutes.
I'll wait if you go to Puna, except while we'll uplink some information.
Listen, negative.
We are now coming up towards the terminator, and I hope that soon we'll be able to show you the
It'll get better that way if we keep
contrast of
going.
light as we go into the darkness. Houston, we're in Poon. You have the approaching a series of small impact craters. There is a dark area between us and them, which could possibly be a old lava flow. You can see the large mountains on the horizon now, ahead of the spacecraft to the north of our track. The intensity of the sun's reflection in this area makes it difficult for us to distinguish the features we see on the surface, and I suppose even harder on the television. But as we approach the terminator and the shadows become longer, you'll see a marked change. There's a very dark crater in the filling material of this valley in front of us now. It's rather unusual in that it's sharply defined, yet it's dark all over its interior walls, whereas most new-looking craters are a very bright interior. Small impact crater in front of us now in the little mare, well defined, quite new, and another one approaching. The spacecraft is facing north from our track. We're going sideways to our left. You're now seeing the Sea of Crises coming over the horizon. We believe the crater, the large dark crater between the spacecraft and the Sea of Crises, is Condorcet crater. Sea of Crises is amazingly smooth as far as the horizon, past this rather rough mountainous region in front of the spacecraft.
Apollo 8, we're through the computer. If you go back to block, and it looks like we're getting a lot of reflection off your window now.
Econ flight, are you setting up for your
You
jump?
switch windows.
Ignition time.
How's that look now, Cam?
That's real fine.
Ask you many words at all, but you
us which window you're looking out, and there's a large crater that looks like it's sticking up in the upper right-hand corner of our picture. Do you identify that one?
Roger, we're just about to lose the lock here. That's why we're slowing up a little bit. We see the Sea of Crises in front of us now, and we're looking at the left-hand rendezvous window.
FAL flight, you got some words on which way to turn, or does he already know all that, do you think? I don't know.
Houston, how are you reading us now?
Loud and clear.
The crater you see on the horizon is the Sea of Crises. How are you reading us, Houston?
Loud and clear, Apollo 8, and we have a picture that's good.
Roger, we're getting a lot of static. The Sea of Crises is in front of us on the horizon, and the dark crater Picard can be seen in the middle. We're now breaking the moon's sunrise, or the spacecraft sunset. This is an area that the sun has just recently come up on the moon. See the Mare we're over now has a model look about it, but not very heavily cratered, so it must be relatively new. This is the Sea of Fertility, and we're coming up on a large crater, the Delta Rim variety. Has a strange circular cracks patterned around the middle of it. Crater that you're seeing now is about 30 or 40 miles across. How's your picture quality, Houston?
This is phenomenal.
There's an interesting rill directly in front of the spacecraft now. Running along the edge of a small mountain. Rather sinuous shape with right angle turns.
This area just to the west of the Sea of Crises is called the Martian Sleep. And to the west of that is the Sea of Tranquility.
Can you see the fracture patterns going across the Mare in front of us now, Houston?
Stand flight.
It doesn't quite stand up.
Never mind, believe that.
Right, there's a series of cracks or faults across the middle of the Mare. They drop down in about 3 steps to the south. The parallel fault pattern to the north has a drop down in the center. foreboding horizon, a rather dark and unappetizing looking place. We're now going over, approaching one of our future landing sites, selected in this smooth region to call the Sea of Tranquility. Smooth in order to make it easy for the initial landing attempts, in order to preclude having to dodge mountains. Now you can see the long shadows of the lunar sunrise. We are now approaching lunar sunrise, and for all the people back on Earth, the crew of Apollo 8 has a message that we would like to send to you. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. And God saw the light, that it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness.
And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night, and the evening and the morning were the first day. And God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters." And God made the firmament, and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. And God called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning were the second day.
And God said, "Let the waters under the heaven be gathered together into one place, and let the dry land appear." And it was so. And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters called he seas. And God saw that it was good. And from the crew of Apollo 8, we close with good night, good luck, a Merry Christmas, and God bless all of you